Are you feeling a strong connection to the body? Are you feeling a call to be in your body, an embodiment at a new level of authenticity, of vulnerability, of power, of truth, of honesty within you, in your energy today? It's interesting that how, I don't know if any of you here have Facebook, but it just come up on my memories like from 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 6 years ago, 9 years ago, having had Facebook for years, just it coming up that there was something body focused, and I was either doing a race or running or hosting something on nourishment, and that body theme was coming up on this date over the years, and it's just the energy of today, that really being in your body and caring for your body. And I was working in different locations today, and it was interesting how I was walking a lot, and actually even went for a swim in the sea, was very body focused. I felt very in my body and in movement, and that calling was coming from the soul. Do you ever ask yourself that question in the morning? What does my soul require today? What does my body want and need? What is my body asking for and calling for? Rather than to follow the rigid mindsets and the routines and the shoulds and the expectations and demands. And interestingly, I've had a lot of people share with me who are interested in stepping into a course or program, are in a kind of some kind of future thinking or some kind of strategizing, logical mind planning mode of, I have this and I better organize that, and this attention to those details coming in, which can take you out of your body if you're not being present to your desires in the here and now. That requires you to be honest with yourself about your true desires and the embodiment of who you say you are deciding and choosing to be here right now, and that you're not outsourcing your power or happiness or joy or this, excuse me, I need to drink some tea. It's a good day. Outsourcing things to some future timeline. For instance, I'd have to do this because then I'll get this outcome and objective, and then the end result is at some point in the future. Then you're giving, through the law of importance, you're giving greater importance to something else on another timeline or in another. It's not here and now. In the now moment is where your full power of presence is, where you make choices in terms of who you're declaring that you are now, and that it's not outsourced to something else. You're not giving something else greater importance over your own life force and energy. And interestingly, I'd seen this post that I wanted to share before coming on this video, and I'm going to read it out. And it's so super important for that consciousness and presence in the now moment. So just let me get that up to share with you. Thank you for liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. If you are here, feel free to drop a comment and let me know more about you, how I may provide valuable content in future videos. If there's something you'd like me to speak on specifically, do drop your comment. So this message here, very powerful. Your mind is yours, take it back. Your time is yours, take it back. Your peace is yours, take it back. And I shared a post on your inner peace today in my Instagram, on LinkedIn, and everything. And so you can go check out those posts. I might drop a link in below. Your freedom is yours, take it back. Your joy is yours, take it back. Your love is yours, take it back. Your innocence is yours, take it back. I'm feeling a lot of energy there. Your truth is yours, take it back. Your power is yours, take it back. Your life is yours, take it back. This was coming very strong in me today, in some clients that I was talking to or interacting with me and making certain plans and feeling that they're kind of falling victim to certain mindsets or structures or routines or things that they feel they should do or have to do, outsourcing the power. And I just really had this, what the hell are you doing with your life energy was coming to me, in terms of, is this, if you think about it, is this the way you want to be living a year from now? And is this the way you want to be living over the next 5 years? Is this what you want to be devoting your time and energy to? Also, your attention is currency, your energy is currency. And where you're pouring that If you're pouring it into consumption, if you're pouring it into someone else's dream, if you're pouring it into scrolling, if you're pouring it into procrastinating on something that you know if you move the needle just a little bit more, you'd be a next step ahead and even further along towards your end goal today and not tomorrow. For instance, how you could do those things, how you could create space for yourself to get clearer, get greater clarity on how you can truly move things forward for yourself in gratitude and in presence and appreciation and in focus mode in the now moment. In tarot, the Empress card was coming out, and that is seeing the value of pouring into connections in community and nurturing and care. Yet it warns of not overextending or overgiving so that you run the risk of feeling taken advantage of or exploitation or coming up with the energy of bitterness or resentment. To know that you have your own boundaries and you give from your capacity or from your overflow, that it is in relational dynamics in which you feel uplifted, empowered, supported, and who you surround yourself with matters. And you'll know, and I really want to speak on this, like you'll know the energy and intentions of someone in how they approach you and how they greet you and how they start off speaking to you and how they address you. It will be a projection of their internal landscape, how they are within them, whether they're emotionally regulated, whether there's emotional availability and intelligence there, and respect, whether it's respectful of you, respectful of your time and energy, and you can sense into and be attuned to these things, even in tone and so on. If you're highly sensitive, you pick up on all of the subtleties and you read all of these energies and have a psychic awareness of your intuition will be speaking to you. If something's giving you bad vibes, it feels a bit ick, it feels off. You just know your body responds. That's the embodiment. You follow the wisdom of your body in knowing what is truly creating more abundance for you and is abundant and replenishing in your garden. It's giving vitality to your life force energy and not draining you, not extracting from you, not. Another thing that comes to me is that quote of how an athlete is never going to judge someone who decides to go all in on sports and train. A millionaire is never going to judge someone who has the idea of starting their own business because they've been through the process, because they're so focused, laser focused on their goals, that they would appreciate someone else attempting to start to begin, would celebrate that even, and would not be looking at flaws or imperfections or zoning in on those things because they would be so committed to their own creative process and their own victory and success and their growth and how they can lift others up, how they can inspire others, how they can add momentum and add to their own waters in their own garden as well. The people you surround yourself with can greatly affect the success of your outcomes and your inner fulfillment, your expansion, your joy, your peace, your calm, because those states matter, that inner peace and that inner calm, in feeling abundant, in feeling expanded, in feeling aliveness, in feeling inner joy, in calm and stillness and power and magic and manifestation of your desires of heaven right where you are, and not if you meet certain conditions, if something happens, if you have some criteria met, if you go somewhere, meet someone or travel somewhere, it's in your body, it's embodied in you right here, right now, exactly where you are. Feeling bliss, abundant, expansion, success, joy, gratitude, appreciation, aliveness, enthusiasm, thankfulness. Wow. Breathing it into your body, allowing yourself to feel that. I was guided to take out the booklet from this, which is quite ancient. I've had this since I was about 12. I was guided to read this part on the Empress, on how it may resonate for you in energies at this time. If you get the Empress in a reading, you can be sure that your emotional or practical support are vital to those around you, and whether with your family, friends, or even your work life, your role is making a happy environment. You know that people are more important than things. And that usually compromise is better than confrontation. This is in a following on from yesterday, a vibe I was picking up there. Yet there's a negative side to the Empress. What starts out as giving can end as exploitation, so you feel you've lost sight of your own needs and your own identity. It's all a question of balance, and I would put in harmony, being in harmony within yourself and harmony with how you give and receive, creating harmony with that. There's more on the harmonizing, giving, and receiving in my book if you'd like to get a copy in the description below. Whether at home or work, you can begin to say no to at least some of the demands if you're starting to feel resentful or just plain frazzled. Just a thought, are you the one always offering your help because you're afraid of being thought badly of if you don't keep proving how indispensable you are? I got very strong energy of divine feminine goddess rising again, and the anger and rage, the fury that can come up in that, in feeling boxed in or feeling pushed into living a male way, in the masculine energy of productivity and doing and showing up and working a 9 to 5 job Monday to Friday, and then how women are not designed to follow those certain cycles and routines. We're more designed to follow the lunar cycle, like your unique cycle for you, as when you are going to be more creative and productive, and when your body is actually wanting more rest, so you can be more receptive to divine inspiration, to creative expression, and to receive even more abundantly through ease, not through pushing yourself through those times that is actually repelling more abundance from coming in for you. And society has conditioned us to believe that it's output, that the more that you do and you produce and you show, and the performative nature and people pleasing and all of these things are what are going to garner results for you. And while it works to some extent, it doesn't if you're not in harmonious flow in your energy, because the energetics behind that matters so much, even more than strategies and structures that you have in place. Because if you're going at something with an energy of resentment behind that, because you're actually feeling that you're going against your own body, that you're overtired and you're pushing through and so on, it's energetically not going to achieve the end goal that you truly desire in the harmonious way or in the successful way that you would envision or require, because of the energy behind how you're taking that action. It matters so much that you are aligned. You're aligning up your 3 dantians, the third eye chakra, the heart chakra, and the sacral chakra, in your intuition and creative force, lining up with your heart, what is true in your heart, in resonance with your soul, and aligning with your vision of perception of what is your dream, or as in a visionary way of what you want to make manifest, and lining up those 3 energies. It's connecting not only the mind with the heart, but also your sacral creative passion and what would kind of make you feel you're turned on by purpose in doing that, that it gives you passion, it gives you aliveness, it gives you enthusiasm. And then we're pouring into things that don't give us that energy, that don't actually really interest us. It can breed resentment within us and lead to dis-ease in the body, which can manifest in health complications and so on. And then you postpone and delay the outcome of your true heart and soul desires, and all of the emotions that can come up in that, when then essentially it comes back to being accountable for you allowing yourself to create your castles in the air, as she has a castle as a crown on her head, and to be pregnant with the ideas of creative expression, giving love to them, watering your garden, nurturing yourself, nurturing with loving care your passion project, your commitment and devotion to what you truly desire, and seeing the illusion, breaking through any fear in that, in allowing this truly to come into being, that you're pregnant with it and you give birth to your true heart and soul desire. And I did mention and talk to friends about this, about how I felt that I was in this pregnancy with the creation of my book, that it was the concept that had come in, that I was carrying it and holding. I felt I was holding an energetic container for the creation of the divine channeled messages that were coming through, and how it stretched. And it was actually literally a 9-month period through which I was writing and editing and working on and revising and adding even more content in. And it was taking a life of its own. It was out of my control, really. It was a surrendering to that divine creative process, and happened to come about that the book was ready to be released by the Lion's Gate. And I said to myself, with putting in my infinity qigong practice and the infinity symbols in the book, I was just kind of a bit astounded then, saying, like, of course this was the unfold, of course it was going to happen this way. It was all aligned, it was divinely guided. And this is the powerful creative force that we have within us when we can give over with trust and surrender to divine order and divine timing for what wants to be created and expressed from us, rather than allowing the external to dominate or dictate to us who we are in our identity and how we are to show up. And it takes bravery and courage to truly follow that. If you're on that path, I truly commend you and salute you and celebrate you. That energy also came to me today, to get into a happy dance, to stick it in your calendar as a state of being, rather than having a productive to-do list, to have to-be lists. Like, be grateful, stick a reminder in your phone first thing in the morning and it'll pop up. Gratitude attitude, that you just get the reminder. It keeps you on that trajectory. It helps you maintain an expansive state in your energy, keeping your focus on that. And your energy is currency. And the more you connect with gratitude, the more you're connecting with expansiveness, and the more you're attracting more to be appreciative and grateful for. It absolutely works for your benefit, in your favor. It amplifies the manifestation process for you in positive ways. So you can also put in, at a time where you notice your energy dipping down, some celebratory mode, like do a happy dance, be victorious, celebrate. Something magical is about to happen. You can switch into the energy of that, and holding and embodying that celebratory, appreciative, oh my God, I'm so excited energy, for the sake of it, for your aliveness, for your presence of being, for your imaginative power of, like, isn't it amazing that something incredible is happening right here, right now? Something is unfolding that I couldn't have even imagined. It's beyond my wildest expectations, because the universe is working in my favor, and it's bringing even more than what I want and desire to me. What I want wants me even more. Something incredible is unfolding right here, right now. And you can just be in awe, in aliveness, and feel expansion in your energy. And this is the creative power that you have within you, to attune to the frequencies and the desired states that you want to be experiencing, allowing the activation of that energy within your body, so that you're creating and imagining what you require and desire is, and it's here, right now. It's not at some point in the future, it's being created in the now moment. And how that inspires you to move, how it inspires you to show up, how it inspires you to think, to feel in your body, to take actions, what bigger, bolder actions you may be taking, how you may be sharing your voice, how you may be inspired to share something with someone else that adds value. And you may even find yourself attracting abundance, that people want to pay you for some idea that you've just had. And then you're moved away from something that was taking energy from you, is not actually giving you life force vitality, because you feel the difference. So another thing from my book, I asked Spirit to guide me to what wanted to be shared from here. And what was coming up was the need to break through illusion and to reframe any limiting beliefs that you may have. Someone said to me earlier, like, oh, I'd love to do this, but I'm broke. And I just said, stop saying that word. You're not broke. Nothing is broken. You're not. You keep perpetuating. Words manifest. If you say, I'm working through this, things are progressing right here, right now. More money is making its way to me right here, right now. Then you're opening the channel. You're at ease and harmony with abundance rather than perpetuating lack. To be mindful of that. So what you can do in that is identify the limiting belief that you may have, that you may feel is stunting your growth somehow or holding you back. Take it as it resonates. Unpack the belief, like, where's that coming from? Is because that's the culture, that's what everyone says, or someone planted that seed in my mind, or that's actually the mentality of someone that's around me in my circle. It's not actually my belief, or I've just fallen into the habit of thinking that way, and I can just unpack that now. I can remove it. I can finally reframe that belief and change it and alter it and catch yourself every time that you're falling into that belief, and do something before sleeping to create altered states, to focus on journaling on what you prefer, on what you're creating, how you're celebrating yourself, how you're activating the feeling of the new belief in you, and focusing on the vision and the mental images and the sensation in your body as you're falling asleep. You are doing a kind of form of self-hypnosis and reprogramming your subconscious mind. Finally, we got speak up and express yourself without apology, unlearn any people-pleasing and performative identity, and to live in alignment more with choices that reflect your truth. And so, if being broke is an illusion and abundance is true, then how would you be living from abundance? How would you be thinking? How would you be speaking? How would you be showing up? If you're incredibly rich, if you feel inner enrichment, you're falling asleep feeling like the richest person on the planet. You're spread out on your bed feeling full of vitality and aliveness and appreciation. You're already imagining what you're doing with all the money that you have. Then you're abundant, then you're in overflow, rather than focusing on problems, worry, doubt that are not true. So inviting you to get into that expansive state before you sleep. After listening to this video, or whenever you do or come back to it, set a reminder to have a bedtime ritual. And in the morning, when you wake up, to remember that you own your own energy, you activate it within you, you go to the mirror, you claim who you are today. And in every now moment, you can alter and shift your inner landscape and therefore change the trajectory of things in your outer landscape. So you're no longer assuming that things are going to be a certain way in 1 year, because you're changing and transforming in every now moment. That is reality creation. Anyone wanting to step into my Evolve program to go much deeper in these concepts, I'm starting on the 15th of September. I'd love to see you there. Please do get your ticket below in the description box, or a copy of my book. Those who sign up get a free copy of my book. I send it to you. More bonuses and giveaways to come. I would love to see you to step in and to go through this experience together. It's enriching, it's enlightening, it's fun. It's actually bringing the book to life. Okay, I'd love to connect with you. Thank you for listening, and see you in the next one. That's a love.